the thing is about all my anxiety is about the unknown.
Right.
So when I know what's going to happen or have an idea of it, my anxiety is controllable. All my anxiety is about unknown things.
I like the unknown.
Yeah. Well, you're a normal person.
I wouldn't say
You know,
that.
I
Now slow down. But I do like the unknown. I don't really.
I like the unknown. It's there's something fun about it, but when it comes to work and a high pressure situation, I just would like. I'm not going to freak out if something happens on the. I mean, when we do stand up, I mean, every night's kind of the unknown. You don't know what the crowd's going to be like.
Especially with your act.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm taking that one. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean that pitch was right down the center.
Yeah.
What are some of the unknown things you get anxiety over?
Like for real anxiety?
Yeah.
What's the thing? Well, like, if like someone I love or, like a family member like leaves, like I don't know if they're ever going to come back.
Leaves for what?
Like
for dinner
work or something? Yeah.
So say right.
Like if you go up the street, if I'm with you, if I'm in your house and you're like, hey, I'm going to go out and run to the store and get milk or something, if you're not back and I give myself times, like 8 minutes, at the 9th minute, my heart starts to go a little faster, and then I start to think that something happened to you.
Wow.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
You didn't
and then
know
I
that
start to
till
think
now?
something happened to you. I can control it a lot better now, but when I was like 10 years ago, like it would be like I would text you, call you, and if you didn't pick up the phone, if you
Right.
pick up the phone, it's okay.
No.
But if you don't pick up the phone, I think something horrible happened.
You said something in there that is pretty much normal that we all think about, but it was the time factor that makes you nuts.
Yeah, the 9th minute.
I mean,
I like
if,
self-aware.
Yeah.
my wife goes down to Philly with the kids, and I know it's a 2-hour ride, and now we're pushing 2.5. Then I start getting that type of
You
feeling.
give him a call or something.
Yeah, but not 9 minutes when he's just going to the corner store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Do you
So
get this?
your window of psychosis is wider than his is. His
I think
is more
it's
narrow.
relatively normal because I think everyone does have that.
You don't get nervous if like your wife is saying, oh, like you're at the show now and say, oh, the kid, I won't be home till 11 o'clock tonight, 11 p.m. I'm teaching a late class and then going out with friends for drinks. You won't be sitting there so nervous, like, when's that door going to open?
At 11?
At 11 p.m.
No, not 11, but maybe an hour later or something.
Like
I
midnight,
don't
1
know.
a.m., 2
Yeah.
a.m.?
Yeah, maybe, but
I'd go to bed and wake up the next day and then wonder. That's how I'm lower down on the chain than y'all.
See, like the thing is, here's how
awful.
my
I'm a
anxiety
horrible
works. Here's how my anxiety
I'm a
works.
horrible person.
Someone, say like a girl.
he gets a good snooze in.
I wish I could
be
do that.
fresh. I'll be fresh the next day to start the hunt for you,
fucking
wherever
wish
you
I
might
could do
be.
that. If I get really nervous, like, I get really nervous. Like if I have to say your girlfriend, right, I'm with my girlfriend and I'm home. And
Right.
we live together. If she goes out to the store, goes out and does anything, and I'm sitting at the house, I panic. But if I'm not there at the house and she texts me, I'm going to go out, it's a little bit better. It's all about the anticipatory anxiety. And if I know where you're supposed to be,
Right.
and you're not there, and I'm the only one waiting for you, my panic is through the roof.
So if your girl goes, I'm going to go out for a couple hours, do some errands.
Yes.
And you go, well, what time are you going to be back? And she says, I'm not really sure. That will just set you off.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
I won't be able to live with that.
wow.
I probably, honestly,
my God.
I'd probably jump in the shower with my clothes on. I wouldn't know what to do.
Just to try to settle down. for a
That's why
second.
I failed. Every relationship I've had has failed because the girl usually at some point says, I cannot deal with your level of anxiety. And that's, I think, why my comedy is at times, kind of turns a weird way because I don't look like the kind of guy who would have all these mental issues, but I do.
Is there a pill for that?
Oh yeah, I mean, but the problem is the double-edged sword is then you lose your creativity. If I had a job where I didn't need to be creative, I would probably be on medication.
Right.
But doing that, I can't.
Give me one more before we move on.
One more anxiety thing.
Yeah, that's a good one though,
Like,
because it's sort of based on something everyone
He's worried
thinks
about somebody,
yeah. One more anxiety is every time I come home, I have to, the first thing I do before I even take my coat off or drop my keys, I go into the bathroom and push back the shower curtain and make sure nobody's in the shower. I swear to God.
See, and we were
Why would they be hanging out
I
there?
don't know.
That's like
Yeah, I think-
hack.
We were talking about John Carpenter's Halloween earlier.
All right,
he thinks
well,
Michael
yeah.
Myers is
Right,
the
sure.
boogeyman
But
is alive.
I make sure I go into, I turn on all the lights and I check the showers and then I open up all the doors and I just make sure nobody's in a room.
What about the closets? What about behind, underneath the bed?
Not underneath the bed, but the closets I check and I do that same thing in hotels. As soon as I get in, I check every room.
hotel?
Yep, every room, everything. That's why people are like, oh, don't you want to buy a house one day? It's like, absolutely not. I need to be able.
It'd be too much shit. 6 bathrooms. Oh my God! I'd never get to bed.
Yeah, I would never.
Imagine him in a mansion.
He's running around from bathroom to
I
bathroom.
would never.
And then by the
Ever.
time he gets to the other side of the mansion, he's got to start over. Right.
Yeah, I would never do that. I would live in a condo where I can open up the door, see my entire apartment, and know that everything's okay. That's how I live my life. So it's real anxiety.
That is real anxiety.
I love his honesty.
Everything that Chris was saying, I actually went through myself. What it stems from is abandonment issues. Somebody in your family has left you, whether they died, walked out on you, and now you have this innate fear of being alone, and that's why you're freaking the fuck out.
Mark, you nailed it because someone left Chris because a finger roll went
I remember
bad.
that, yes. Well, there was going to be a reconciliation.
Right.
Maybe.
Yes.
And then there was
Until the finger roll.
Then there was a finger roll, and then maybe something went through the TV, and then maybe his mom said, "Yeah, we can't do this." Am I right, Chris Distefano?
There's that, and I think that's where it started. Is my parents, even though my dad was great and saw me all the time, they're that. But I think when it came out, when it manifested, when I lost control of it, is on 9/11. My mom worked in the World Financial Center, which was right there.
God.
So that whole, I didn't
makes
speak to her.
perfect sense.
I didn't speak to her for like 15 hours, and we all thought she was dead. And so for 15 hours, my anxiety that was like dormant pretty much came to life, and all these fears about you left for work and you're dead.
Oh, well, now it
came
makes
to real.
sense.
And then it became, so nice try, you fucking asshole. No.
With your psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
Wait, I never knew that.
See, the big thing,
So, what happened with your mom? Why didn't you guys get a hold of her for 15 hours?
No
during
cell
all that?
phone, because the cell phones didn't work at the time, and my mother, just in a panic, forgot her cell phone at dead. She just evacuated the building, and then the trains and buses and everything shut down, so she had to walk from downtown Manhattan all the way to Ridgewood, Queens, which is
Right.
How the
15
fuck-
miles or
Which
whatever.
bridge do you go across?
Walk over the Brooklyn Bridge. People were walking on the BQE, like
Gee,
everything.
Right, I heard about
So
that.
she didn't come home. And then when she came home, I thought that because I had convinced, my body was convinced that she was gone.
Oh,
she
my
was dead.
God.
So when she came home for the first, it felt like an eternity, but I don't know how long it really was. I thought she was a ghost, and I thought that I was like dreaming it and
having some sort of
and
surreal.
Eileen was shaking me, being like, "Honey, she's here, she's home, she's here." But my brain was like, "You're asleep, Chris. You're dreaming. Your mom is here." And I was acting like I was having a bad nightmare, fully awake. It was crazy.
You were just losing it. You were crying.
I
and all
wasn't
that?
crying. I was yelling. I was yelling, "Mom!" Like mom stuff right in front of her, and she was like, "I'm here. What's going on? I'm here."
Well, that explains everything.
Yeah. So it's
How close to the towers was she?
Right, the World Financial Center.
And then across the street?
Right
Isn't that
right there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right across this. Right in. It's in the same area. Her building was damaged too. It was Building 7.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Wait, she was in Building 7?
Yeah.
That obviously did come down.
Yeah. So she was in the thick of it all.
Well,
And
the
then
government took out Building 7. What?
Right, allegedly. Yeah. But then I remember all that stuff.
With a UFO.
I remember
Yeah,
she
exactly.
got home.
I think it was Bigfoot.
And she got
driving
home,
the UFO.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
Chris.
and she had blood all over her knee. And I instantly got enraged. I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And she's like, No, I fell in Brooklyn." And I was like, "You escaped 9/11 and then you just fell in Brooklyn?" She's like, "Yeah, a piece of the pavement was up and I fell." I was like, "Oh,
New York City will still get you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I was like, "You're still gonna get sued." No, but that's where it all started, and that was 2001, obviously. From 2001 to about 2007, it was I couldn't be in a relationship with a girl because every girl that I dated, it manifested the panic I had from my mother on her. So when a girlfriend would, I dated one girl who was a waitress, so she would work until 1 a.m. or whatever
Right.
it is, and I wouldn't be able to. My whole life would revolve around making sure she was home. So I would miss things and alter my life to go pick her up. And if I couldn't pick her up, I couldn't function.
Oh, my
and there would be times
God.
where, her phone dies or she doesn't get a text, she doesn't text me when she's home and my life would be completely altered.